suno guy be bekasai, and he made a certain point that we say now guy no can say be say or your nurse until we a friend is saying nursing school no or draw a friend is saying licensure exam or fail. Now while we nurse bound him say obi bia or fail licensure exam bia no, that person cannot do their service. This uko exams now passing answer na wakoye national service. Now the guy was saying say in the period in which he failed his licensure exam, normally no, and I say ideally no, na kese okotine fie doing nothing, waiting for another 6 months or say 9 months to rewrite that paper he failed no, he applied to NABCO. Now all applied to NABCO no, God being so good, he got employed. So the 9 months that he would have wasted in the house, not doing anything, no, he found his way working for government of Akufo Addo through NABCO initiative. Now, Abrante Nusanka say, San NABCO, he worked with, no, he gave him the opportunity to get what we call work experience. Now, work experience, you know, say very vital. Obi biya or apply for any work at all, you'll be told a 5 years work experience, 3 years work experience. Now, what maybe someone say, now ejuma ni ho no ko nya sa work experience na wo hifa. But the employers are insisting say before they will employ you, no, you must have those years of experience, working experience. Now, national service I honso no, 1 year pe. But I'm yet to see any job vacancy you see 1 year working experience. Any work that is well paying, most of the time requires 3 years work experience, 5 years work experience and up. Now that is one critical thing. And San NABCO ebe survey. Now uko sa nipa beye 100,000 they benefited from NABCO. You realize it impacted their lives positively. But unfortunately for MPP, we sat back and allow NDC to demonize NABCO. Now we are part of NABCO. Most of them who got permanent employment, trust me, as NDC came to power, they sacked all of them. Meaning yeah, NABCO for bebre. NDC they claimed that they were fighting for NABCO for and MPP promising NABCO for say on permanent employment. Only 66,000 people could get the permanent employment. It was left with 34,000. And yes, sir. Now, 66,000 they got work in the public sector under MPP. I think of bebre now, part of the NABCO initiative, who got permanent employment. Guess what? When NDC came, they treated them as MPP4 and they were all sacked. Meaning, GRA, Ghana Revenue Authority. I know people who were under NABCO, then transitioned to staff of GRA. 7th January, John Mahama, take out of office, MPP4. And the NDC really was not crying for NABCO 4. As they made it look quote unquote. But all they were interested in is they just wanted to create a narrative. Say certain people are being victimized, certain people are unemployed, to aid them to come to power. Now when they came to power, they showed all of them shaggy. And people, especially who were part of San NABCO initiative, they will be frank and tell you straightforward and they say, yes, they have made a big mistake because some of them can conform say nyashi. But what they forgot is say nyashi you work under NABCO, you receive your salary, you transition to permanent employment today and that many ekasa some permanent employment abo mu nyina abo mu nyina make I pass a guy be you did a picture banner very kind of saying signboard and I say remember me so guy no ono buy abonte and oko eko interview on TV3 or bastardizing MPP government And say, oh no, dear now, done a friend, say, on better pictures for NABCO in a maniamano. And maybe some is our infant unemployed. Say a mouth kakrana so umpire. That is not what happens. So NDC pretended that they cared for you, pretended that they were the best alternative for you, only to show you Kayam Pepe. Sack you. And unfortunately, you say, Omu pamuokrano, uni kamaphobia o bebia. Uni obia obeka wase mama. Udi court no, they will throw your case away. Because John Mahama, His Excellency, is packing the courts. One thing I MPP for you and person say we will speak down or talk down on the integrity of the court or the judicial system. But unfortunately for us, what is happening now is a judicial system is no longer really reliable like we have wished for. Abanya horses NDC they are just taking people anyhow into the judiciary. Now some of the solicitors are recently approve your under the current acting Chief Justice. Some of them, most of them, party full soldiers of NDC. So it has become very hard to trust the judiciary. Now that same judiciary that has become hard to trust, is the same judiciary that Obiti said,
oh, and they were even shocked. They said, where did you get those experiences? I said, oh, I was working before I came. I just told them, oh, I was working in a private hospital before I came. But it was through the NABCO. I was doing things I was able to manage a ward on my own, do everything without my in-charge assistant. But if I was sitting in the house, tell my person, where will I get those experience from? And NABCO came and it has shaped a lot of people, and it has given a lot of people experience, and they are now able to get job. And I can pinpoint and mention a lot of people names that I know that they had employment through NABCO. Getting to the end of NABCO, they saw that where they were working, those people there saw that they were up and doing, or they were able, or they were capable of working there, and they managed and had appointment for them to be maintained in schools and other places, and they are now teachers or professional teachers or professional whatever they were there.
All right.
So when you come to talk of MPP, and they were having Ghanaians at heart, but they came and used lies and deceive us. And most people, we didn't think deep, or we didn't look down, or we didn't look further, and we just see that when they came and lied to you, when they come to power, they will give you this. When they come, and we overlook what they have done, and we did those mistakes, and this had power.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Interesting submission from King Tech. Now, I'll read your comments, but before that, let's welcome a question. No need, please. 30 seconds question. I beg.
So with the NAPO, was there a probably safe opportunity, okay, given a room for improvement, which has to be the temporary payment, or it's something that the government of Ghana just decided to implement on the name of Muslim Ghanaians?
And this question is to
King. Right.
Please come again.
I said with the NAPO, right? All this was hearing comments, negative comment upon comment. What I'm saying about, out of the 100,000, in fact, some of them couldn't even receive their payment. So I want to know from you, as a beneficiary,
Okay.
was there an opportunity set by the government, okay, to get a room for probably, how they call it, to do better? They had to do a temporary payment, or it was just political agenda, just to mislead the country by the previous administration. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for your question. But what I understand, you are trying to say whether it was a planting to help, or please come. Are you saying it was? Hello.
So
All
what I'm
right.
saying is,
I'm sure he's
what?
struggling to understand your question.
Okay, let me put it that way. So I want to
Okay.
know the role of the NABCO. Was it a temporary
Okay.
way of helping people to get a job, or it was a permanent way by the government to pay people?
Okay. I now get you. I now
Okay.
get you. To me, by my understanding, it came to be temporal, and even when you read the appointment, this thing, it was something that they brought to help reduce unemployment. It was just a temporary thing they brought to help reduce unemployment, and it was that they were even having intention that when at the end of it, if you are not able to get a job, then they will renew the contract. But later, because of the payments and there were some misunderstanding from those who were even beneficiaries of it. I think that brought to the closure because it got to a point that by that time I was posted, the financial crisis came in, and the payment was hard. So most of us couldn't withstand that. We were not having job. People were having masters and they were sitting in the house. In fact, one of the coordinator said that he nearly shit on himself when he was interviewing people with degree and masters, and they were sitting in the house without job, and they have to apply NABCO, and they came with their masters and degrees.
Okay, thank you.
So people they made it look in a different way that people have to hit on the street, that government is not paying them, and there were some
Okay, one last one. Yes,
No,
one
no,
last
no,
one.
no. Please, I'll decline
oh,
that.
please
I
let
beg you.
him go, let him ask if there's
No.
time, if only.
There's no time. Please, there's no time. I beg you. Thank you. All right, now let me bring in Papa Promzi. I have to decline it. No need. Thank you. All right, Papa Promzi, let's have you.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, let's have you. Please,
Yeah,
I
good
think
evening.
that we are talking about the NPP polls. Sorry, a poll from African policy lens, all right? And they are tipping Bawumia to win with 63.8%. And we are told from this organization that Bawumia is leading in 14 regions. So these and other issues.
Madam, please, it is just a post, but we know that Bawumia can't win this election, even though they have
Hey, please,
skewed.
are you ready to speak to us?
Hello.
Are you ready to speak to us?
Yeah. I said hello. I said yeah.
Please find a very stable place to address us. I beg you. All right, thank you so much for just joining. This is Fact on Fact. Now, let me bring in Anamiki.
It's me. I didn't talk. So after I finished talking, you talk.
No, you've made your submission before I went wrong. So
And he made a other submission. After I made it my submission, he was next. And he came back to what an anonymous. And instead of me, you give it to K.
okay, then let's have you. No need.
Okay. So sometimes when I listen to people who probably say doctors run away from the economy, in fact, doctors cannot even speak about the economy. Sometimes it's so baffles me, and I don't know probably how do they understand the performance of an economy or an economy who is doing well or an economy which is not doing well. And so very sad. We're in this country in 2016, the most abysmal ever economy that we inherited was under John Mahama. At the time, there's no need for any excuses. But we promised Ghanaians, those who are in charge of managing our economy, in fact, they are so bad to the sense they have no knowledge about the economy. So for that reason, they should entrust the economy to us. We saw at the time only doing so. The whole of Muhammad administration, 4 jobs doing so. And the dumpster also came as a result of financial mismanagement. Again, people die through the same dumpster. In fact, we lost the production over more than 600 million through the same dumpster. And the quarter declined 2% during the administration. Unemployment level at the time, in fact, unprecedented. They went to IMF for economic stability. After they went there for an amount of $950 million. And part of the IMF probably initiating or negotiating, they have to do a cleanup exercise. The same administration neglected it. So government people, they lost the election. We took over from them. As we always say, we have the men. So we proved to Ghanaians we have the men. So at the time we saw how when at the time Akufo Addo selected his economic management team, which Bawumia said, in fact, what a solid team. So why the same NDC and the same today? The MDC and the MPP today, they are not speaking to that. From 2017 all the way to 2021, they should tell us the state of our economy. I don't know why they don't speak to that. But they always try to rely within 2022, where severely, that is where we started experiencing the effects of the COVID, and that's the Ukraine war. But the same people will tell you we shouldn't speak about it. Again, the same people at the time that they're supposed to do the cleanup exercise, the damn Bank of Ghana governor is Shaku Nuruddin, Dr. Shaku Nuruddin. They give them money, but the first money for the cleanup exercise, they refuse. 1 billion. They spend the money. And the second money, they want to establish back. How can you, it's a country who are trying to build, the individual, be able to increase the level of their productivity. Yeah, the amount of money that they have in the bank, in the form of saving, to increase their capital level, where they use that money, to do your unnecessary things. So it took Akufo administration government, okay, to go and find the money from somewhere to come and really restore the confidence those people that they lost their money. As a result of the extent. And if somebody are telling us, we should rather give the money to the banks. Are you paying me? They remember the banks are on their own. They are private sector. And the individuals, what happened to be the government responsibility? So the government of Ghana is supposed to really pay back the money, not the bank. The bank, they are stealing from the people, and so for that reason, there's no way we can retrieve the money back. But the only way that at the time the government of Ghana could have done was to find the money to really pay these investors. And that's what Akufo Addo did. The same need to go and turn around by telling, oh, we are, in fact, we could have business, we could have bank. And as a result, they voted that out. And for those who benefit from the same cleanup exercise, that is these customers, so they speak ill and evil against Akufo Addo administration government. And it's so sad. Again, we're in this country. What Dr. told you over and over, we are sick and tired of the analog economy. There is time for, and it is time for us to really try to match ourselves into a digital form. So with a digital form, how can we achieve? That is why he said, as a country, since 1972, when Akufo tried to initiate the Ghana card as a family identification, what happened? What stopped him from not able to achieve it? Akufo came, tried every means, but trying to introduce the app. What happened? What is the West African card? What happened? The NDC came and told you LI21111. Oh, in the name of they want to increase the branch registration. What happens? So all these things were agenda. It took Dr. Bawumia With all due respect, I mean, to put it, I mean, put on the ground to make sure he can achieve this one fantastic ideology. Today, no wonder Mama is telling us today, or he thought it was just something on paper, not knowing that it's just rare. And I kept asking, at the time, one NDC, when you got to a living power, to the extent you claim you think Dr. is a failure when it comes to the economy. What was the GDP growth? Before you can determine if economy is bad or not bad, you should tell us your GDP growth. Tell us your debt to GDP. And tell us your GDP. Tell us inflation. And tell us exchange rate. Today, they are not even saying about that. When you get in fact, that's power, the GDP growth was 10.4%. That's what we had from NDC. And the debt to GDP was 60% against 73 of NDC. With COVID and Ukraine war. Again, we left them 5.7 GDP growth. And the time that they left, their GDP at the time was 158 billion. In fact, we left 1.2 trillion GDP to NDC.
No need. Can you like tone down a bit so that we can
why am I too noisy? Why am I too noisy? I'll turn my bed because if I don't speak loud, you guys cannot hear me. So, okay, my point here is, at the time when we were in power, we left the GDP growth by 5.7%. When they were in power, what we inherited from them was 3.4%. Yeah, they'll tell you Bawumia is a failure. Or FPP government is a failure. One. Number two, the GDP, the real dominant figure. We inherited 168 billion from them. Okay? By the time that we were leaving, we left them 1.2 trillion. The GDP in terms of nominal figures. When it comes to debt to GDP, when they were leaving power, they left them to 3%. Okay? When we were leaving power, we left them 6.1%. And to the time we even projected, due to the GDP and that's of debt restructuring, the debt to GDP will even come down. Then when it comes to agriculture, when they were leaving power, they left agriculture 2.8 with no COVID. With the COVID, we left agriculture with 2.7%. Again, when it comes to crops, in fact, they left 2.2%. By the time that we were leaving power, we left 3.2%. When it comes to industry, we left 7.8%. And they left 4.3%. Yeah, they will tell you Bawumia is a failure. And then I was listening to Dr. Bawumia, which he said, in fact, for the solid 4 years, the first 4 years of Akufo Addo, that bank cleanup has been his nightmare. He can't even have that smoothness. When it comes at all, he has been wondering what are going to be the possible solution to cater for these Ghanaians. In fact, 4.5 million Ghanaians who are likely to lose their capital on the name of investment in the bank. But government, they were able to pay the bank, to pay the individuals. And some of the banks, in fact, were being, consolidated. And as you are thinking today, for those who still claim they have lost their money at the gate of banking exercise, you can still go to a consolidated bank and many of it, how they call it, but to go with the organic card and your proof until they'll pay your money. They'll pay your money to you. Somebody will tell you clearly, oh, Dr. Bawumia is a stranger in MPP. Okay? We thank God, we also probably had the opportunity to go to school. In 1992, when they started the party, that's it.
Please, guys, keep on tapping on your screens.
BJ and Rocha, okay? He drafted the party constitution. A leading member of the constitution subcommittee. When it comes to Professor KG 40, okay, he chaired the policy and the research committee of our 1992 constitution when we formed the party. Down to Akufo Addo. Akufo Addo, he chaired the organizational structure committee. When it comes down to Alasa Malik Yakubu, who represented Dumbo, who at the time he contested what the name before in 1996. Okay, also wanted to be a flag bearer. But before man and God, the Northerners said, no, we want power, not tribalistic. So for that reason, they rallied behind and supported before. And what happened in 2000? We won the election. In 2007, a new Mama contested. In fact, he was a Northerner from precisely Yendi, one of the traditional seats and home of MPP. Even including Yendi, he lost. All because they think that wasn't your time. It is Akufo Addo time. Because we need power. Why and how on earth today people are telling us that Bawumia is a stranger in MPP? And it's so very, very sad. I think that comment must stop. Because when you do that, you are provoking some of the Zongo and the Northerners. Precisely the Muslim. And next coming, no Muslim or no Northerner would have that probably the zeal to join the MPP. But that is not how we form political party. I don't remember anyone in the history of Ghana where someone has really stood and tried or religion or whatsoever to win an election in Ghana. No, it has never happened. So please, people should resist from that and try as much as possible to make sure the agenda of the MPP that we are promoting, it shouldn't be just an empty agenda, but it should be a very productive agenda. And finally, to end, I want to list some of the achievements of the Bawumia and Akufo Addo administration. Number one, when it comes to digitalization, the next time I ever know is Dr. Bawumia. Two, when it comes to 1 constituency, 1 ambulance, it is the achievement of Dr. Bawumia. When it comes to deep line drones, it's the achievement of Dr. Bawumia. When it comes to Agenda 111, it's the achievement of Dr. Bawumia. When it comes to China Hydro Butter Agreement, achievement of Dr. Bawumia. When it comes to National Health Insurance for sickle cell, where today, Ghana minister wanted to take the credit and government they were being exposed. It's the achievement of Dr. Bawumia. When it goes to work for oil policy, it's the achievement of Dr. Bawumia. When it comes to
hold on. And what will you credit President Akufo Addo for? I beg. Yes.
It is Akufo Addo who said that. He said it in fact.
Even one constituency, 1 ambulance.
Akufo Addo, everybody knows clearly. Akufo Addo flagship policy since day one.
This was under the Ministry of Special Initiative, and this was supervised by Hawakum Singh. And you can't take all the positive credits.
No,
I mean, at least the flagship ones we know. But I mean, come on. I'm sure if I did not pause or allow you to pause, you'd have mentioned VSHS as well.
No, Abba,
Yes,
come on.
sir.
My
Yes,
dear,
sir.
tell her, those who knows me, probably. That is what when I come here, I don't even know me. I don't know them. I know what I'm talking about. Everybody knew very well. One of the greatest and the flagship achievement of Akufo Addo and the 386 is a fact. To the time, even the kind of data wasn't even in agreement with that. Including a former Tafu MP. You know, the next MP. He said it's too much. No, Ghana, we are not up to that. We are not up to that. These guys, all the private gurus, including Alan Kashako, we are all against it. But the doctor, today, I do keep taking credit. That he performed better when it comes to his state sector. This guy can be true. Do you know where we get the money to finance that sector?
Banuba Kedi, good morning.
So, can I go on?
NDC for first national vice chairman that went to hold Semambuga. Yes, our court never granting a bail of say 5,000. Now the same court is giving a bail condition of 10 million Ghana cedis to be or NDC MPP. And it becomes very hard to reconcile. Say court when is not being managed or influenced. Now, whilst all these things are ongoing, guess what? The NDC government is busily, and John Mahama is busily using our monies to finance their party. And we were told recently by none other than their deputy national secretary, I.M. Mustafa Bande, said, every month, John Mahama buying they send 20,000 Ghana cedis to all their constituencies all across Ghana. 275 constituencies. Every month, 200 million old currency. That is what John Mahama sends from the presidency to the party. And when we were telling Ghanaians, say, these people only came to power to enrich themselves, Ghanaians were not believing.